Hey everyone, this is HJ. Welcome back to Let's Play Hello Kitty's Island Adventure. Today, we're actually playing Ogre Battle 64, not Hello Kitty's Island Adventure. I'm sorry if I misled you. Today we have some organized screen. We are upgrading some knights in Mulder's unit to paladins, so they can be a little bit better. We have items to dish out, and that's pretty much it for the organized screen. Today we're doing Scene 22, the Mercenaries. And you'll get to see all the fun and excitement here in the Treemost Mountains for Scene 22. Our plan was to avoid the Central Division and reach the Eastern Orthodox Church, but they were ahead of us. They hired a band of mercenaries to wait and lie for us. We tried outsmarting them. They knew what we were thinking. We didn't get that information too easily to begin with. Talking about the past won't do us any good. So what's our status? You are right. Take a look at this. So, you know, big deal, band of mercenaries, right? You know, not a problem. We got this. Oh, you know, there's only 5 strongholds in the main one. Not a big deal. It's a day west, or whatever. Didn't really see this being a big problem. Okay, so there's massive force coming from the north and the west. Alright, whatever. Can't flank around, that's fine. Take out the units individually. Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll try and do that. That's... I can honestly say I'll give you my best effort this time. Other times, not so much, but today, you got it. These so-called mercenaries are more like bandits, but they're familiar with the area. Be cautious. So, when he says to be cautious, man, you should really hold on to that piece of information, because I did not, and man, did I get my ass kicked. Holy crap. Hop into the organized screen right quick to sort by level, so you can see who's playing cleanup today. And things did not go very smooth. I can say that honestly, and fully agree with it, and I stand behind my decision to say that. Remember when I said we were a little weak going into everything, so I wanted to make all my levels kind of somewhat even? I kind of looked into enemy levels. As you can see, the 2 massive legions coming towards us. I kind of did some research and looked into enemy levels, you know, after I finished the mission. And we were like 5 to 7 levels down at a disadvantage in some of these fights. So, if I'm getting my ass kicked, that's the reason why. Did not expect it to be that out of proportion, but it was. So, due to this fact, we have run into several issues this episode, including, but not limited to, mass character death, and running out of Pedra, and using almost all your items and most of your units. Not good times. Not good times at all. Remember, you're not here for a serious playthrough, you're here to watch me fail, because it's funny. That's why you're here. Just keep telling yourself that, and we won't have any problems. Because like I've been saying, and like I'll continue to say, I'm not good at this. It's just something I like to do for fun. There's Pedra Virtue for you. Oh, but HJ, you didn't have Pedra Virtue. Yeah, I got it off camera. I still have the footage recorded. I'm saving that for an epic side quest episode. Because when I got the Pedra Virtue, I also went through and I got the precursor stuff for the Dragoon special class. So I did that off camera between this episode and the previous one that you saw. So that's coming soon. I'm saving that for when I can finish the Dragoon quest in 2 missions from now. So I got all the inconsistencies covered. Don't worry about that. But yeah, going back to not being smooth, as you can see is what's basically happening, and the problem I ran into was the legions fuck me here. That's what happens, because God forbid you win a fight, it's not, oh, well, you know, you win and they fly back, it's you win and the legion rotates. So you're still kind of weak from last fight, and you have to fight the next guy, and when you're fighting, you know, a bunch of units all grouped together that are 5, 6 levels ahead of you, well, bad times had by you, or in this case, by me, by HJ, so yeah, that's the gist of it, and my quote-unquote strategy this time was to play like I always play, take out the leader of one of the units, and hope they run away long enough till I can heal up and take out another leader. I'd like to describe my battle strategy as kind of similar to what the Viet Cong used in Vietnam. They would hide, lie in wait, come out and catch you off guard when you were asleep, and then kill a bunch of people and run away. Like, That's kind of how I play this game, at least in this run-through. So not overpowered, right? So I'll sneak in, I'll kill the leader, and I'll run away. And then they'll be all disoriented later or asleep, and I'll sneak back in and do some more damage, and then I'll back out, right? Fight on my terms, not on their terms, when I can get the chance to. And for the most part, that seems to work. Except for when your enemies are man strong, but again, like the Viet Cong, take them when you can get them, right? Sneak in there, do your damage, get out. Seems to work for me at least, but I'm sure most people that play this game are overpowered, they just walk in and kick a whole lot of ass, so. You can see Pumpkinhead unit here. They don't do a lot of work this time, but later on they get sent to the back row from a way I face them, and that pumpkin shower deals a lot of damage, so make sure you watch out for that. In regards to the other parts that I didn't do in lieu of picking this one, as you can see on the map before the mission selection, there were 3 different ways we can go. Also, if you paid attention at the end of last episode, you know that too. We could have gone here, which we did, and there were 2 other ways you could go. One of which would just be to face Ethan Orthodox Church, the other one was to try and go around and then face him. If you do one, you have to do the other. And if you do this, you can't do those 2. And I opted for this. Then going yourself, well, Ish, you know, why didn't you do the other 2 missions? You know, you're probably intelligent enough to realize that these guys were a lot stronger than you, and you shouldn't have faced them when you did. Hell, I didn't. So, you can blow me. Please. Not really, though. Reason behind this was, oh, well, in this mission, you can get a Ring of the Dead. And like I've been saying, off and on for the last 20 or so episodes, hey, I want to try and get a Lich going, and the way to do that is you need a Ring of the Dead. So, that's kind of the reasoning behind this. And it's not a really good reason, because you can get another Ring of the Dead somewhere later on in the game, but I wanted one now. But Daddy, I want it now. Annoying little kid from Willy Wonka. I'm not gonna do my impressions today, but pretend I did. That's, yeah. So Troy's unit's ass fucked. He's down to 2 characters, and this is the part of the episode where people start dying left and right. The mass character death, as it were. I mean, Muller does a nice job of having a lot of defense with all his paladins and the cleric, but I mean, everybody else, man, they're losing 1, 2, 3 characters per unit. Even someone in HJ's unit dies, if you can believe that. So, that's how poorly this went. But going back to the other pass thing, yes, there were 2 other paths you could take that I did not take. Instead, I came here. I do have a response to that in case you're wondering, oh, well, HJ, why won't you show us those other 2 paths? There's this guy I kind of pull some video stuff from. I've linked to him before when we tried to find and get Lydell to join us. I'll link you to his run-through. He doesn't commentate like me, so you don't get that fun, but he shows you those 2 missions instead of this one. So I'll link you to that in the description, and you can check that out in case you're wondering about the cutscenes. I try and incorporate everything, so don't say that I don't. So I'll link you to that guy. You can watch the cutscenes if you care enough, but he doesn't commentary, so you might be a little bored. Because I'm the best commentator ever. Cough, not really. So that was the logic behind that. We're still weak, we're still getting our ass kicked, but you stay around because it's funny. It's funny to watch me fail, that's why you're here, so. Luckily for you, though, and me as well, I do get to turn around, starting very shortly, because if you kind of look on the map, it's still a bunch of chaos around there, and Leia's down, and most of her characters are dead, and it's bad times had by everyone. So I try and send her away to camp, and we're getting flanked and attacked and everywhere, and then we send HJ over here, and I believe this is where his wizard dies, and then that makes me go, okay, you know, oh no, sorry, the siren dies, my bad. Yeah, okay, you know, that's where the line is, we need to stop this here. You know, we can't let HJ's unit die, because he's the most important part, because that's me, right, so. We still keep getting into fights, though, which is great, and getting attacked from behind, which is great, and have to run away again, and there's a lot of that, too, this episode, a lot of retreating, a lot of moving around, but if you kind of look around at the map right now, a lot of those enemy units have, like, skulls above their head, or they're running away, or they're confused, which means they're not attacking my main base. So in that abyss of organized chaos and all that confusion, we can actually kind of start a plan here, which is a lot better than the last plan of get our ass kicked. This plan involves regrouping everyone back at base, and then leading out a team to go find the Witch's Den to start reviving some characters. And again, blah blah blah, if I was better, I wouldn't need to do this, but that's kind of where the humor lies. So we're sending everyone around, we're all planning up, and the Witch's Den is over here. So next time we'll go revive a bunch of characters and lead our counter-assault on Ogre Battle 64.